Alright guys, so a bit of an update from my last video. Emily and I, when we moved back from Colorado, we made a few videos, talked about getting out of debt. We got our business going over the past couple of years and kind of established and rolling. And then we've been wanting to buy land ever since we moved back from Colorado. Kind of made it through the pandemic, dealt with the backlash of the pandemic. We've always wanted to own land before that. It was a goal, and it just kind of accelerated and just made it, the way the pandemic worked out, made it more of a priority for us to have land in a home base and just secure something that was ours that we could count on as far as a place. So the last couple of years we've been living with Emily's mom, my mother-in-law. That's another part of the story, but about back around October of 2022 or September of 2022, we found a property that we really liked. So we went to get pre-approved to get that property. It was 20 acres, and in the process of pre-approval, we got pre-approved in like a day or two. Somebody came in, made an all-cash offer, and bought that property. But we were already in the pre-approval process, and went ahead and got pre-approved to where we could actually buy a piece of land. Fast forward about a week or two later, a property just within about a half a mile of that one that was 30 acres came on the market. That's the property we're sitting on now. We made an offer on it. I made an extremely kind of risky decision to propose on this property before we had actually closed on it, so we're really counting on getting it.
Are you kidding?
No. And luckily, we ended up getting the property. So after that, obviously we wanted to get it set up. It's just raw land, no utilities, no culvert. You could barely drive on it without some sort of high clearance vehicle. And we began the process of clearing. It was all just super thick brush. You couldn't even walk on it without getting cut up and tore up or with a machete. It's so thick. As we started to try to hand clear it, quickly realized that that was going to take much longer than we wanted to spend to actually be able to get back into the property, get a spot cleared out where we could get any sort of livable area, whether it just be an RV site, a shipping container, which is what we ultimately decided to do, or build a shop. Like anything you wanted to do, you couldn't get on it. It was going to take forever to clear it by hand with just like chainsaws and like weed eater, with a weed eater cutter blade and all that kind of thing. So we brought in mulchers. Unfortunately, we didn't get any footage of that, but Google a forestry mulcher, I might be able to find a stock footage. But it is a pretty incredible machine on the front of a skid steer that will make quick work of any sort of brush and trees in front of it. So we got that done. Next thing we had to do was get a culvert. All right. I'm out here at the construction yard. They sell rock, culverts. Got two 20-footers right here. So we're gonna go drop them off at the land, Holy County. Hopefully they come install it. I'm excited. Went out to the place, picked up the culvert. The county will come put, in Cleveland County, Arkansas, they will come put gravel and install the culvert for you once you buy it. Went ahead and got that done. Say hi to Bruce. Once we got that done, the next order of business was to get the container here. So we had to get the culvert done to be able to get the truck to get the container back here. That was, it was pretty tight, but the road we had to take down two trees after the mulchers came. There was two big trees left that we had to take down with, by hand with chainsaws. So we were able to get those down, get the container back in here. It was pretty tight, but it wasn't too bad. The truck had a movable axle, so he was able to kind of adjust his axle in the center of the trailer where he had a pretty good swing point to where he was able to maneuver in a pretty tight area. So he was able to get the container delivered. So from there, the stipulations of getting electricity through the local power company is you've got to have water and septic on the property and a livable structure before they will bring you power. So went ahead and did the water. We got some snow in that time. Right, all right. See that right there? That is a thing of beauty for us. The water meter is one step closer to living out here, getting septic and electricity. They had to do, it's been a long process that we got this started about 6 weeks ago, but the boring machine was down. They had to bore underneath the road to get the water mains over there in that farm field a little ways. You can see where they dug over there. They had to dig in here. They hit rock, had to get a rock hammer, had to get a different pit. But now I've got a water meter set on the property. I'm gonna get a trencher Mini X and go back through there. The container's way back in there, but it's cold. I'm gonna get out of here for now, but I'm super excited. Y'all say hi to the dogs real quick. Pray for us. It's supposed to get down to like 0 degrees. They're ready to get out of here. I've had them out here for a long time. Got a trencher. The trencher made it a lot of the way and was like, would have been the way to go the whole time, but we hit kind of like a natural spring low-lying area that didn't appear to be to the naked eye, not like a muddy area, but once we broke up the ground, and the trencher was heavy, it was a big one, it weighed 4,200 pounds. Once it broke up the ground, it got stuck, and it didn't have it would barely roll. It just wasn't really designed to drive. It's designed to trench and just barely creep along, and it was hard to get any traction to get it unstuck. But eventually got it unstuck, had to get a Traco to finish, a mini excavator, mini Traco, whatever you want to call it. And they delivered it. It didn't have a track. The delivery company delivered it and the track was off of it. We had to work to get the track back on. That was obviously, you run into all kinds of these little obstacles that you don't always see the issues with. But so we got that done. Before that, we went ahead and framed and roughed in the electric in the container just to make it a livable structure. Then we did the water. Got the framing done. We were in a drought for the longest, and then a whole bunch of snow and rain, ice. We had like 2 or 3 different times where it started getting the road really muddy. What was kind of a dry road from where they had mulch got muddy. So to be able to, in order to get the truck back here that would deliver the septic tank, we had to go ahead and get a partial, kind of a makeshift road done. So we had to get gravel delivered, or ended up getting some road base, like B stone, really big wash stone, and we put some SP2 on top of that to kind of get the foundation of our road going. So we did that. We were able to get the septic tank installed. The same guy had a skid loader, and then he was also a septic tank installer with the Mini X, cleared out a place for our field lines for us, and got the septic tank installed. After that, we actually got married. So where I proposed, we got the land, luckily, obviously, and then Emily and I eloped. We've been wanting to get married for a long time, but we kind of, going back to previous videos, we got out of debt, really got our business established, got our land, proposed on it before we got it, and then we got married. So kind of maybe show a clip or 2 of that in here. Very excited about that. Did that, got back, and then we started working on the electric. So to get underground service back here, what the electric company requires is that they brought me a transformer, or they're going to bring me a transformer to the back. But what they require is you clear the path, you dig the trench, they'll put the conduit in, put the transformer in, and then you have to cover the trench back up. I kind of messed up the order. You have to cover the trench back up, backfill it with dirt, then they'll put the transformer in. Then I got to tie that in. So that's kind of where we're at. And so we had all kinds of snow and rain and issues, because when it snowed and rained, obviously the power company is probably working calls for power outages and whatnot. So they had some trouble getting them in touch with them to get them back out here. Finally got them back out here, got the trench covered up. So what I'm waiting on now is for them to install the transformer. Then everything else will be on me. We'll have septic, water, power, have our land. We've gotten married. We're finishing out a shipping container. So this is gonna be kind of part 1. I'm gonna pick back up with subsequent videos. I've just kind of filmed intermittently. I'm gonna do a better job now of keeping up with the storyline and what exactly we have going. But that's where we're at in life now.